Hello, good afternoon, everybody. So, I guess today, not every one of us has a good connection about our internet. So, siguro yung mga ibang tawag dito, attendees do not have internet or mahina yung kanilang tawag dito, signal. So, discuss ko na lang din para kung may time kayo, tawag dito, ma-browse nyo at mapanood nyo tong video na prepare ko para sa inyo. This is for tomorrow preparation. It is about personal protective equipment. Ito yung tawag nating PPE. Sabi nga, it is 10-hour general industry outreaching training. But today, we'll not be using the 10-hour for this excessive training. So, as an introduction, as you can see, makikita po ninyo na there are people who are wearing protective clothes. Itatawag nating personal protective equipment. For nurses, they have the gloves, they have the mask, they have the eyeglasses, itatawag nating glasses. No, they have the lab gowns, ano pa ba? They have the inhalers, di ba? So, all of these are personal equipment, protective equipment. So, as in an introduction, one of my lesson objective for today is for you to describe the hierarchy of control as it relates to PPE. For number 2, I will identify the types of personal protective equipment utilized in general industry. So, we are in construction industry. So, mamaya, i-discuss ko sa inyo kung ano yung PPE tungkol doon. Number 3, I will be explaining the personal protective equipment training requirements. Number 4, explain the employer responsibility regarding PPE. At saka yung number 5, explain employer responsibility. Wait lang. As an introduction, employer must protect employees, of course. The employer has to assess the workplace. Kailangan tignan niya yung workplace kung naayon ba para sa mga empleyado niya. Number 2, to eliminate and reduce the hazards found using engineering and administrative control. Like for example, in our industry, we are construction industry. Most of the time, we are using hazardous chemicals or hazardous organics and inorganics compound na nakaka-apekto talaga sa ating kalusugan. And then the use of appropriate PPE equipment, and remember the personal protective equipment is the last level of control. So, to discuss with you the hierarchy of control, so mapapansin nyo meron tayong triangle dito. Yung nasa ilalim, ito yung PPE including respirator. Why do we need to use respirator? So, merong mga workers na it is required because sa trabaho nila, no, hindi sila gaano makahinga dahil nga sila ay gumagamit ng mga chemical compounds. Na halimbawa, nagwa-water treat sila, diba? So, they need respirator for that. Sa pangalawang slice ng triangle, as we can see, is the administrative and work practice control. So, this requires worker or employer to do something. So, in administrative and control workplace, this is the ability of the administration to resolve such issue in the organization regarding safety. So, kaya sa organization natin, construction industry, the DOLE is requiring us to have safety and control managers o yung safety and control people. It is just because these people one of the duty of these people is to check and oversee the whole organization in terms of operation. At yung sa pangatlong slice, mapapansin nyo, yung tinatawag nating engineering control. This requires physical change to workplace. So it's about the engineering on how are they going to implement and how are they going to do an action plan regarding the problem. Diba? At yung panghuli, yung tinatawag nating elimination and substitution. Wait lang. Pasensya na. I do have my students sa kabilang line. And then, we have this, yung tawag nating hierarchy of control. So, ano nga ba itong tinatawag nating hierarchy of control? Or yung tinatawag nating elimination or substitution? Sabi, this is the highest level of protection. So, kung highest level of protection siya, in this level, no, ito sa taas, yung mga hazardous effect na pwedeng ma-encounter ng mga empleyado ay na-eliminate na. Diba? Sa cause and effect, siya yung na-resolve na. Number 2, eliminate hazard from workplace. So, every one of us is aiming safe workplace. And one of the goal of the managers, no, at saka yung mga owners ng business is to eliminate hazard. Alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi the more na maraming hazard around the environment, infectious diseases, ang pwedeng ma-acquire ng mga empleyado, mas marami yung babayaran ng kumpanya. Yung pangatlo, yung tinatawag nating substitute. So, substitute means use safer item or substance. No? So, pag bumibili tayo sa organization at pinapagamit natin, ipapagamit natin sa ating mga employee para halimbawa mag-treat ng water or chemical compound na pwedeng ihalo doon sa kanilang tawag dito sa kanilang mga items, no, lalo na sa construction industry. Usually ang gusto ng mga employer ay yung safe para sa mga empleyado nila, di ba? Hindi masyadong hazardous. And then use same chemical but in different form, like as particle size and substance decreases, the hazard level increases too. Sabi nga, the more that the substance decreases, no, yung hazard level daw ay nag-i-increase. Yun yung hierarchy of control. So, ibig sabihin sa hierarchy of control, kinokontrol ng organization yung hazard, no, na pwede nating wait lang. Yung hazard na pwede nating yung pwedeng ma-acquire ng mga empleyado natin. Ano na yun? Bakit may gano'n? Next, hierarchy of control also. This includes engineering control, like physical change of workplace. Example, yung tinatawag nating isolation, ventilation, equipment modification, and others. So, these are the following things or priority things na usually ginagamit natin para maiwasan natin yung sakuna. And then, meron tayong tinatawag na administrative control and workplace control. Sabi nga, sa construction industry, this requires worker or employer to do something. Example, written paper, operating procedure, work permits, and safety work practices. So, tayo, construction industry, kailangan yung mga construction worker ay naka-PPE. So, ano ba yung itsura ng PPE? So, usually, naka-long sleeve sila, tapos naka-hard cap sila. Yun yung ating safety gadget para makapag-operate tayo ng ating work sa ating mga workplaces. Aside, tinatawag nating work permits, katulad ng building permit, municipality permit, barangay permit, diba? Fire protection permit. Diba? We also have inspection and maintenance. Wait . We also have inspection and maintenance. So, every January, February, or March, usually 3 months to na ginagawa. It's either in a one whole year, tatlong beses, tatlong magkakasunod-sunod na month, binibisita yan ni Dole, or quarterly. Namimili lang dyan si Dole, no? So, ano ba yung ini-inspect nila? Ini-inspection yung mga papers na pinapasa ng employer sa mga different agencies for mandatory benefits. Ano pa ba ini-inspect niya? Ini-inspection yung mga tao, yung mga medical nila, kung sila ba ay okay, diba? Ini-inspection din yung mga building nila, kung saan nagtatrabaho yung mga empleyado. Next, we also have the housekeeping. So, housekeeping, no, sa construction industry, meron tayong sariling housekeeping. Bakit ba may housekeeping? Si housekeeping yung nakatalaga sa pagmamanage ng kalinisan doon sa area. Bakit kailangan malinis yung area? Kasi yung workplace ng mga na nasa construction, kadalasan magulo yan. At kapag merong bagyo, di ba? Kaya may forecasting, may mga bagyo, kailangan masabihan agad si project manager para si housekeeping malinis niya lahat 'yon nang hindi makapinsala sa mga workers ng building o yung mga construction worker. Number 4, yung tinatawag nating monitoring the use of highly hazardous materials. Ito yung paggamit ng mga hazardous chemicals. No? Halimbawa, nagpla-plastering, may mga chemicals dyan na hazardous na pag nalanghap ng mga construction worker, maaring makasira ng lungs nila. Not now, o magbibilang lang sila ng mga ilang months or ilang weeks, pwede silang magkaroon ng cancer of the lungs, or pwede silang magkaroon ng iba pang sakit, no, kapag na-inhale nila yung hazardous chemical na yon. Number 4, yung tatawag nating supervision. So, supervision, ito yung mga taong nagsusupervise sa kanila. So, nandito si engineer, nandito si si safety, yung mga managers nyo, like si architect. And then number 6, yung tatawag nating training. So, every week, no, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng training. I-train namin yung mga yung mga heads and leaders, especially yung mga construction worker, on how are they going to do yung tatawag nating safe work environment para maiwasan natin yung tinatawag na disgrasya. And then alarm, signs, and warning. So, upon training, ituturo sa inyo kung paano yung mga alarm, no? Yung signs, at saka yung mga warning signs na kailangan nating malaman para pag nagkaroon ng sakuna, madali tayong makakasagot o madali nating maililigtas yung sarili natin. For number 7, yung tinatawag nating regulated areas. No? Sa construction site, meron tayong mga regulated areas na pwede nating daanan lang. May mga areas din na kailangan nating lagyan ng net. Bakit kailangan siya lagyan ng safety net? Kasi hindi natin maiiwasan yung mga tinatawag na falling debris. Yung falling debris, pwedeng makapinsala, hindi lang sa atin, kundi sa mga kapitbahay pa natin. Yung pinakahuli, yung limit exposure by time or distance. So, ito yung mga PPE natin. So, makikita nyo, we have safety belt, no? We have glasses. Yun sa mga construction worker na nagbe-welding, kailangan ito. Hard cap, kailangan nyo. Guantes, safety shoes. Ito rin, kailangan ninyo. Diba? PPE controls and requires worker to wear something. So, these are the following set of examples. For head protection, ang tawag dito ay yung hard cap. These prevent the causes of head injuries. So, kapag may falling objects from above, striking the head, madali siyang maprotektahan. Kasi, yung ating head po ay, lang yan tawag dito, malambot lang yan. So, once matamaan yan ng mga semento o matamaan yan ng bato, pwede siyang mag-crack. So, para hindi tayo mapinsala at hindi tayo ma-head injury, kailangan natin gumamit nito. So, it uses to bump against fixed objects such as exposed pipes or beams. pasensya na, in-admit ko yung mga estudyante ko. On the other hand, I have my students, my college students, who will be, we will be meeting by today for our classes. Sorry. So, we have the type of PPE. So, meron tayong why head protection is important. Bakit nga ba? So, kung mapapansin ninyo, ito yung head natin. We have the brain, we have also the eyes, we have the ears, the mouth, and the nose. Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo, yung head protection na hard cap, pinoprotektahan niya yung buong ulo natin. Bakit buong ulo natin? Pinoprotektahan niya yung ating skull, yung ating ears, yung mouth, yung nose, yung eyes. Kasi yun ang pinaka-importante sa atin na tao. Pag yan natamaan, siguradong paralisado tayo. Diba? So, meron naman tayong tinatawag na classes of hard caps. Merong class G or general. This protects against impact penetration. Ay tinatawag nating low voltage electrical protection. Ito yung proof tested to 2,200 volts. Okay. So, mapapansin nyo, yung class G, ito siya. Yan siya. So, may shell. Meron din siyang suspension lag, adjustable trap, at saka attachment slot. Meron tayong tinatawag na class E. This is for electrical. So, ang hard cap pala, or hard hat, hindi pala siya tawag dito for everybody. Halimbawa, ito, puti. Hindi pala yan for everybody, for everybody's use. Meron palang class G, may class E, may class C, di ba? So, discuss natin yung class E. Yung class E ay para sa electrical worker. This is designed for electrical utility work. This protects against falling object impact, electrical protection against high voltage, and proof tested to 20,000 volts. So, ito, itong kulay blue na to, kahit 20,000 volts pa pala, yung tumama dyan, may sasalba niya tayo, masisave niya tayo. Diba? May power siya. Next, si class C, ito yung tinatawag nating conducive o conductive. This is designed for comfort and offers limited protection. It protects the head that bump against fixed object and does not protect against falling object or electrical object. Itong yellow na to, ito yung mga ordinary hard cap lang. No? Pinoprotektahan nyo lang yung ulo natin dun sa mga falling object na pwedeng tumama dun sa ulo natin. Diba? So, again, meron tayong class G, general. Ito yung pang general. Pang penetration at saka pang voltage. Ito naman yung pang electrical lang. At ito yung ordinary lang. Meron din tayong types of PPE. Meron tayong type 1, type 2, type 1 and type 2. Type 1, it provides protection from object fall directly on the top of the helmet, but not from the object that strike the side, front, back, or head. In type 2 naman, it provides protection from the strike to the top of the head and also provides protection from blow to the side, front, back of the head. It is more suitable for workers who are not always standing position. So, ito, no, kung mapapansin nyo, meron siyang ano sa loob, oh. Yung type 2. Ito naman, sa type 1 ay wala. Ang kailangan po natin ay yung type 2. Diba? Sa eye protection naman, we have the safety glasses and safety goggles, or the face shield and the welding shield. Kapag kayo po ay nagwe-welding, mamili na lang po kayo dyan kung ano po yung kailangan nyo. Pero kailangan din po na pati yung mata ay protektado po. Okay, so this is the cause of common eye injury, no? Usually, chemical splashes, no? Kapag nagwe-welding, may biglang tatalsik, or blood o pising splashes or spray, diba? Intense light, dust, or flying particle, or molten metal splashes. Meron din tayong eye and face protection na tinatawag, kaya kailangan natin ng goggles. Ito yung parang salamin, ano? Meron din tayong selecting eye and face protection. Ito yung buong mukha naman. This is the ability to protect against workplace hazard. It should fit properly. It should provide unrestricted vision and movement. It is durable and cleanable. No, madali siyang linisin. And also, it allows unrestricted functions of other PPE. Diba? Ito naman yung mga safety glasses. So, tayo, no, na nagtatrabaho So, kailangan din natin ng safety goggles or glasses para maproteksyonan yung mga mata natin laban sa mga tiny particles na lumilipad-lipad along the way, di ba? Kasi hindi natin maiiwasan na may mga tiny particles na palipad-lipad lang, tapos bigla siyang pumasok sa mata mo, aray, di ba? Next, meron tayong tinatawag na prescription glasses. Prescription glasses naman ay ginagamit naman ng mga nasa admin na usually employees who use prescription glasses are performing operations. Operations like the admin position na usually they are exposed to radiation, di ba? Pero itong prescription glasses na to, ito yung glasses na nire-require ni doctor. Yung goggles naman, ito yung, these are set of eye protection that protects eye and facial area immediately, surrounding the eyes from the impact dust and splashes. Some can be used over protective lenses if they fit them. So, yan. May mga goggle type. Meron tayong direct ventilated, indirect ventilated, at saka non-ventilated. So, we also have face shields, no? Welding shield, laser safety goggles, respiratory protection, and types of PPE. And purifying APR. So, I am discussing all of this with you. It's just because the DOLE will come tomorrow for evaluation. So, everybody have to undergo RPT test para malaman kung kayo ba ay positive sa COVID o hindi. As all we know, no, tumaas yung cases sa NCR ng mga may kaso ng COVID. And most of them are residing from Quezon City, Manila, and other, other areas na around the Metro Manila lang. Bakit daw kailangan netong RTT? Para ma-evaluate kung kung lumalaganap na ba ang pangahawa ng bagong virus na tinatawag natin si Omicron. No. So, ina-advise din tayo ng DOLE na kailangan mag-comply tayo ng fit to work, na dapat may sign si doctor sa fit to work. Any doctor na magsasabing tayo ay fitted to work, certificate lang yung need natin. Bahala na kayo maghanap ng inyong bahala na kayo maghanap ng inyong laboratory kung saan kayo gustong magpa-laboratory. Basta license, healthcare professional. Yung tatawag natin PLHCP. Diba? They will be doing the medical evaluation. And then we have our questionnaire that will indicate whether the employee is fit to work. Diba? And then yung mga safety shoes, no, kailangan, lalo na pag pumapasok tayo sa hazardous place. At saka yung mga hand protection gears. If ever that you do not have one, you may contact your supervisors for them to give you the PPE, because you cannot start that unless they will supply your overall protective equipment. You have to use gloves also, no, to avoid hands injury. And safety, tinatawag natin, safety shoes. Sabi nga, the employer is required to perform hazard assessment. So we will be doing the hazard assessment every week. We're going to provide appropriate PPE. We have to train our employees also, the subcontractors and the admin. With all our effort, we will be training you and educating you about the safety precautions. You have to maintain and replace the PPE, no? It is not for lifetime use. Dapat i-replace nyo or i-maintain nyo or labahan ang mga PPE or linisin. And we have to review and update and evaluate the PPE program. The employer is required to pay for the PPE used to comply with OSHA standard. For example, the metatarsal foot protection, rubber boots with steel toes, non-prescription eye protection, prescription eye insert lenses for full face respiration, goggles and face shield, firefighting PPE, hard hat, hearing protection, and welding PPE. So in our case, I think this is for salary deduction eh. But for OSHA standard, kailangan talaga meron tayo. This is the responsibility of the employer and also your managers for subcontractor. Employer payment exemptions. These are non-specialty safety toe protection footwear and non-specialty prescription safety eyewear. So, hindi siya kasali. Everyday clothing, hindi siya kasali. So, it is exempted. Ordinary clothing and skin creams and other item used for solely protection from weather. This is hindi kasali. Consumer safety item worn by food worker. Lifting belt, hindi rin siya kasali. And when employee lost or intentionally damage the PPE. The employee is required to properly wear PPE, to attend PPE training, care and clean for the PPE, and inform the supervisor of the need or pair for replacement. So, knowledge check tayo, no? Ewan ko kung you're still interested with this one. Number 1, itatawag nating common cause of foot injury that includes crushing, penetration, molten metal, chemical, slippery surface, and sharp object. Is it true or false? Alright, thank you. Thank you for your answers, no? The answer is true. So, one of the common causes of foot injury, yung injury natin sa paa, ay yung penetration, molten metal, pag nakatapak tayo ng mga metal, chemical, di ba? Pag nakatapak tayo ng mga unwanted chemicals, slippery, kapag basa, tapos nadulas tayo, and sharp object. This is something true. Number 2, who is responsible in providing the PPE needed to comply with the OSHA standard? A, employee, B, OSHA, C, the employer, D, the worker compensation. So, what do you think is the answer? Okay, very good. C, the employer. Usually, the employer is the one responsible in providing PPE. But for our case, you have to ask your managers kung ano yung sistema nila. But this is for the DOLE standard. Number 3. Hazard control must be addressed in which order of priority? Letter A, substitution, PPE, workaround, and administrative. Letter B, workaround, stop work, PPE, and engineering. Letter C, stop work, PPE, engineering, and substitution. And letter D, substitution, engineering, administrative, and PPE. So, the correct answer is letter D, substitution, engineering, and administrative, and PPE. Number 4, which type of hard hat would provide the most protection from electrical hazard? Letter A, Class A, letter B, Class C, letter C, Class E, or letter D, Class G? Alright, the correct answer is Class E. Okay? So anyway, that's all for today. So, my discussion is all about that. So, I wish you have the knowledge already about the PPE. So, be ready tomorrow na lang kung ano mangyayari. Pero, I am advising each and everyone to be ready. Baka ma-check kayo. So, ang allowed ng government ay I think 30% lang, no? So, yun lamang po at maraming salamat po. So, salamat po sa pakikinig. Thank you.